Shalom, shalom. To the 144,000, the elect. Before I get started, let me give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakah Qudash. Double honor to the apostle nails of great millstone. Peace and blessing to the brother that preaching the truth in the four winds of the earth. May Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, have mercy upon you. All right. I'm going to jump across a couple pages here and there, y'all, because I want to, got a whole lot of videos. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this one. I said, what the hell? I might well bounce through all of them. All right. So I'm gonna be on a couple brother pages. So the reality of Christmas, the lies, has truly set in, and mainly for you women, right? But as a whole, you Israelites, as a whole. This for you wicked ninjas of you sisters and brothers, right? Reality have set in. You know, right? All the Christmas joy, the songs you play, all that shit is over with. But let's I seen this right here. It's kind of, I'm gonna play this here first. Check this out. This is too funny.
She dancing like a stripper, hey, somebody come get her, hey, somebody come get her, she dancing like a stripper, hey, somebody come get her, hey, somebody come get her, she dancing like a stripper, hey.
Look at that face, y'all. Look at that stone cold look. Hey, this is supposed to be something to laugh about, right? But ain't nobody laughing, right? Huh? She got that stone. That's for most you all's reality, man. And you single mothers, like the brother, what the brother video here, on Arrows of Indignation, right? 144. The great humbling of Eve is at hand. I might well start here. Listen up.
New part of the big beautiful bill that places a cap on certain kinds of student loans, and nursing students may feel the brunt of it. So the Department of Ed is proposing a new rule which would redefine professional degrees. That includes pharmacy, dentistry, veterinary medicine, but not nursing. And that means that could cut down their student loan access. The American Nurses Association released a statement urging the department to reverse course, adding, quote, at a time when healthcare in our country faces a historic nurse shortage and rising demands, limiting nurses' access to funding for graduate education threatens the very foundation of patient care.
Can you imagine going to school for years and then your degree is suddenly just wiped out of the list of professional options? How about they go to school for 6 years and get a master's? And see how professional that is.
As someone who's been studying my ass off for 2.5 years and a doctorate of nursing practice.
How many videos you all have seen of Eve bragging about their profession and their degrees and how they make so much more money than the so-called black man and but as a whole, women as a whole, right? But you black women, you all been proud as hell. Y'all been proud as hell, and we men, I mean as a whole, all men, but so-called black men mostly, we are actually seeing the breakdown of you all's bullshit. And we're sitting back and laughing as a whole. I mean, I know the brothers are of the hopefully elect. I know they are, but even outside of the truth, all men are seeing and recognizing that Esau Edom has wiped his hands with y'all asses, and y'all asses going back into the homes. And you won't have no more miles to run.
This program exam to now be told that my profession is not professional is beyond disrespectful.
Joining me now, Anya Kamenetz, journalist and author of Generation Dead. Anya, thanks so much for talking with me, because this is not just about the classification, right? This is about money. This is about whether or not you can get help with those degrees. Talk about the proposal.
That's exactly right. So as part of the so-called Big Beautiful Bill, the access to PLUS loans has been severely reduced or eliminated. And PLUS loans were for graduate school, and they had no cap. Now, that can be a problem because it means mounting debt. But there's an exception to the PLUS loan rule, and that was for professional students. Professional students were able to borrow up to a $200,000 aggregate limit. And now the problem comes where they're saying, well, nurses are actually not part of that list of professions. And just to note, they did include chiropractors, they did include professors of theology, but they've excluded, the backbone, really, of the healthcare profession in the United States.
And who for a health profession, who's in those hospitals, man? Women, and mainly Eve. Yeah, that's why most of you all money have been most of y'all, if you're not in the hospital, you doing some form of nursing and caring, or going to house, and y'all big whores. You've been the bed went to the white man since slavery, man, and that's all that is. That home stuff, and you got these old white men in these homes, even older so-called black men that getting them little pension checks. Y'all been nothing but a bunch of whores, sleeping around, doing everything under the sun, like you just And there's no bigger whore than one that travel from state to state. Yeah. Yeah, we know this here. We always knew this here. But you can never prove anything. You can't put your hand on, you can't prove, but you ain't got to. I ain't gotta see you in bed with a man, know you being a woman, know you being a tramp. It ain't gotta be that way, but guess what? We're here. And then even the single moms are catching hell. Why are they catching hell? Because all of the benefits, all of the things, they're cutting all this shit off him. All of it off of you women. Yeah. And you know what? I'm gonna come back here. Let's go over here. Right? Single mothers are crashing out.
I just want to talk to all the single moms, because it's just getting to the point where I'm just so freaking hurt, and I just realized, us women, I feel like sometimes we are really dumb as fuck. We're dumb.
What she say? She realizing it. Why she realizing it? Right? These pookies been running through y'all asses for a long time. Dumb. Yeah. What she say? We dumb as fuck. But she gonna go into, she gonna say that they're dumb, but she gonna go into, y'all you gotta circle around and still throw what? Some bullshit up in there.
And it be to the point where sometimes we be letting niggas slide on little bullshit and shit like that. But it's just eating me up, because it's like, my son don't got no fucking daddy.
Her son ain't got no daddy. Somebody done pumped and dumped her. Why he ain't got no daddy? Probably don't know who she probably don't know who the dad is. This is the reality. But these are the things that y'all was not talking about, because you always want to hide your wickedness, in your words of just talking shit. But now, especially during the holidays, you women go listen to them songs, and cause y'all emotional as hell. and you listen to them songs, and then you go to thinking, and the Joker come by and pump and dump you, and then now you sitting up in there what crying on your pillow because why? He got places to be and things to go. Now he gonna be with his wife.
I don't really got nobody stepping for him besides his fucking mom. You know what I'm saying? And see me, like, it hurts so bad because I grew up with my father. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though we moved out of state away from my father, like, I would still go see my dad during the summer and then come back for the winter for school.
Begging. Go for the summer, go out there begging and worry with him, and then bring your ass back and do what? Get slutted out again. Yeah, I said it. I know y'all mad at me. Huh? What that, Galatians 4:16? What is it? Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Yeah, the truth. You get the truth over here, y'all. I don't cater to feelings and emotions. That's something that I never have never, even before the truth, give a damn about no woman's feelings or emotions, especially a man.
And shit like that with my mom. And I have a good relationship with my dad. Like, I talk to my dad every day on the phone and shit. So it just hurt because it hurt for me to know that, like, my son is not gonna have that. You know what I'm saying? And it's all over petty bullshit.
Why he don't have it? Why he don't have that? Your choices, your decisions. That's why he don't have it. I'm tired of her ass whining out. Let's go to another whiner. Right? Go to another little proud little skunk. Yeah, I said it.
I hate to come on here and talk about, how I feel right now, but I'm sick of being a single mom. I'm so tired. And y'all, I honestly could say I'm not enjoying motherhood anymore. Like, because I have to focus on being a mama and a daddy. I have to focus on figuring out everything that has to do with my child. I'm so mentally tired. Like, and I didn't ask for the people that's gonna be like, oh, you know who you lay down with? Baby, I didn't ask. Either way it go, I didn't ask to be a single mama. If
you lay down, you open your leg. See how they, I always want to step and duck and try to dodge. I mean, if you didn't open your legs for that sorry nigga, sit on the street corner, slanging dope, his pants sagging on his ass, hanging on the corner. You chose to. Y'all never talk about that portion of it right there, right? But the thing is, like I said, the reality of Christmas and New Year's and all these different holidays, this shit has really came to a head, and you all are really being exposed. Like the Lord say, why I'm getting the Christmas right now, because I mean that's mainly what I'm focused on. I mean, I know I'm getting on you women, especially Eve, but because you need it. You need it. Why? You're going to get rebuked. Why you going to get rebuked? Because you all play the biggest role in destroying our homes. The biggest role in destroying homes. But you sit around and work and complain and make excuses and do wicked shit all day long. But what? You think it's hidden. It ain't hidden. The Lord see it. Lord see it.
Me and him didn't work out, it don't have to affect the kid. Like, you should still be pulling your weight as a father to take care of your kid. Like, but no. My baby daddy always worry about everything else but his kid. You ain't see this child in 2 months. 2 months. And you worry about a nigga?
I'm really just because
Hey, go to the next crop, baby, y'all.
I need somebody to talk to. Like, this single mom shit is starting to get to me. Okay? It's starting to get to me. Sorry, I had to compose myself because I'm literally keep crying. Like, y'all, this shit is so fucking hard. Every time I feel like I'm doing good, I go back. Okay. So, boom. Okay. my kids' daycare, I just got school readiness, like, assistance to help, right? So they helped me, and then turn around, like, okay, before that, fuck all that, before that, I ain't paid my rent. Like, my rent ain't even paid. Still ain't paid. And I was, like, asking my daycare, like, oh, basically, like, oh, can y'all work with me so I can pay my rent and I can pay y'all, like, next week? No, if y'all don't pay, they can't come on some shit. I'm like...
Huh? What that sound like, y'all? Isaiah 32:11. Some of ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, script you and make you bare, girt you with sackcloth upon your lawns. They shall lament for the teats, the nurseries, those government programs, for the what? The pleasant fields, meaning their material possessions, for what? For the fruitful vine. The Lord snatching it all from up under your Eve. Listen to him, y'all. We love their whining. Yeah, we laughing. The Lord said, I will mark when your fear cometh.
Damn, that's crazy. So, I had no choice but to pay the fucking daycare, or they couldn't go to school because guess why? Guess what? I have to fucking work. Okay? I make $20 fucking dollars, and I'm raising 3 kids. So $20 for 4 people, $20 an hour for 4 people. That's not enough. Okay? It's not fucking enough. So the school's like, oh, you can either pay the $156 or they can't go. So I paid the $156, and now my rent late. So now I gotta pay like $1,900 fucking for my fucking rent, right? Okay, so now
I don't need no man. We might come back over here. Let's go back up here, right? With the brother video, the great humbling of Eve is at hand. But guess what? Like he say, the tail end of his video, he said the great humbling of Eve is at hand. 2026 will bring more of that same what? Same energy, right? Or you are what? Catching hell.
Almost 5 million people.
Can you talk about the implications for this in education, but also in the nursing profession? People who do this work, they're very committed to it. I don't see them just suddenly saying, I'm not going to do this anymore. But are there impacts that maybe some of us aren't understanding?
So we should clarify, there are levels of nursing that you can practice with an associate's degree and a bachelor's degree. And so this change really impacts those who choose to go on in their profession to earn graduate degrees, which enable them to do things like diagnose and prescribe medication, lead research, and perhaps teach other nurses. And so what happens beyond that, if they lose access to these loans, which is, overwhelmingly what it takes to complete that professional certification, that might impact space at nursing schools, because these graduate students might be funding slots that other students are taking in the bachelor's degree program. So it impacts the...
No more watching a bunch of wild ass women dancing around and shaking their asses for what? For a piece of paper. No more dancing around acting a damn fool for Esau's piece of paper. Just stick on it, put it in a piece of glass and put a wood frame around it and stick it on a goddamn wall. No more of that shit. All these made up degrees, made up education, this, profession this, all these lies is what? Coming to an end.
The pipeline of the profession, it impacts the professional expansion for nurses as they go through their careers, and it might impact the space for other folks. As we heard, there is obviously a huge healthcare shortage in this country.
Yeah, even general practitioners, especially in rural areas. We don't have a lot of time left, but I did want to get your point of view on this idea that some of these jobs that are no longer on the list are jobs that are disproportionately done by women.
black
Oh
women.
my gosh, I mean, almost 9 out of 10 nurses are women in the United States. And I think you heard from the folks on TikTok, right? There's a feeling of respect. You know, what are we able to call a profession? What are we not calling a profession, even though they may be performing very much the same work to keep people healthy?
That's Anya Kamenetz. Thanks so much for talking with us.
Just when you think it couldn't get any worse, American nurses, you in danger, girl. The Department of Education just made a massive change that is going to cost you thousands, maybe tens of thousands of dollars. Under President Trump's big, beautiful bill, this act, the definition of professional degree has been revamped. And you know, we just got left off the list. This isn't about titles. This is about excluding nursing graduate students who could lose access to specific federal loans and loan forgiveness programs that were previously available to professional degrees. I'm sure this reinforces...
No more free money, y'all. No more free money. So when no more free money, no more hearing your damn mouth, no more you running your mouth and thinking that you are better than what? Than a man. This shit coming to an end, and we love it. We love it. Well, as a whole, Esau's kingdom is what? Trundling. And you all going right with it.
The stereotype that nursing isn't a real profession, and this couldn't come at a worse time. This is going to make the nursing shortage more catastrophic if people can't afford the schooling. So I don't understand.
Catastrophic for who? For who? Women. Huh? Nursing is no longer counted as a professional degree by Trump administration. Yeah. Trump see y'all all the time. Trump be on social media just like y'all be on social media, run your damn mouth and bragging and talking shit and hey, call them out of name and all this and that and this and that. Y'all forgot the so-called white man. This is his kingdom. Y'all been so comfortable in this devil's kingdom that so you all think that you have a certain position even over the so-called white man in his own kingdom. Why? Because your ass been so relaxed and put in what have not been put in your place in a long time. In a long time. Because why? Because he was allowing you to get away with a whole lot of shit. Because why? Because you were destroying your home. That's why he was allowing you to get away with it. Now your ass is going what? You're going what? You're falling and you're going back into them homes. And most of you are not going to have men in their homes. And most of you are going to end up where? On the street. Because you don't know how to manage money. Period.
What is happening out there? Because, again, we talk about the nursing shortage and we say, you know what, there's not a shortage of bodies, but a shortage of respect. And if this isn't a slap in the face, then I don't know what is. So, nurses in America, what are you going to do about this? And nurses in Canada.
You're walking, and you walking and picking in the sign, ain't none of that shit gonna happen. Help. Because you want to know why? Because it's over with. Huh? You all don't see the bigger picture. The bigger picture is what? It's America's over with. Not just your jobs. Not just your job. We are getting ready for the visitation of what? The sun again. That most of you all can care less about. But guess what? We don't give a damn what you believe, what you don't believe. Because why? Just like we told you from the beginning that this was going to happen. Now it's happening. And now you would. Now y'all have this new revelation. Now you see the picture. You see the picture, but guess what? You still having what? Got that proud ass attitude. Let me see, what is that? Right here. Right here. I'm on. This is the hope. The brother. The Hopeful Elect 3. America was set up to what? To destroy you. Listen to her.
Home ownership.
Hold up.
Uh,
Right there. That'd be good right there.
is a fucking nightmare, and I'm just being honest. And this is why I say this. And I just seen a video of a woman talking about the home ownership of a 91-year-old woman. Mind you, she paid for the house. House has been paid off. However, this woman loses her home. 91 loses her home because she got sick. Of course, she's 91 years old. She's an older woman, not working, living off a fixed income. Got behind on the taxes.
See, they're not caring anymore, huh? Many days and many in years, ye shall be what? Trouble, ye careless women. For the vintage, government goes into what? Your government and state funding shall fail. The gathering shall not come. This is what's going on, huh? Nobody's coming to your aid anymore because why? Because you all have what? Have taken your level of disrespect in this white man's kingdom and thinking you got a what? A special position equally or even over him. Now he's what? He's bringing your ass back down to where you were because you had a portion of his kingdom for a while for a purpose. That purpose is what? Has worked tremendously. Or you all what? Destroying your homes and locking your men up, right? And what? And every time you get on the internet, you talking shit about the so-called black man. So look at you now. Nobody's having any sympathy for you either. Because why? Because how many times, how often you all get on here tonight? There's no protection for the so-called black woman. We catch so much hell. You ain't catching. You never was catching hell because you got everything free. Everything free. Government, loans, free home, free this, free that. Travel. What from you go on girl trips too often. How often you go on girl trips? More than 2-3 times a year. Girl trips, which is nothing but whole trips. That's all it is. Spending money. Now you don't have it. Beautiful.
They was able to take her home. A home that she paid for, that she had bought. But again, year after year after year after year, even after you have fully paid off that home, you are paying continuously for that home. Paying taxes. And if you miss it, or anybody in your family when you pass the house down, miss paying those taxes, you can lose the home. All of that money. All of the equity. And whoever had purchased it, they got the equity in the home too.
And most of y'all women, y'all don't own no homes. Most of you all got home because men either died or left them to you, or you took it from them. You know, I just seen women, a man would be in his house and been in his house 10, 15 years, and then you bring one of them sluts in there, have a couple children by him, 3-4 years. Then after that, she wanna you catch her cheating and then go to court and the judge give her the house and the children in the house. Come on, man, this shit ain't never been fair. It ain't never been fair. But now the law is what? We are coming back into the time of what? Of righteousness. And a part of that righteousness is what? Is you all women asses being what? In order. Y'all been out of order and dysfunctional for a long time. Rise up, you women that are at ease. Huh? Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. I bet you hear it now.
Crazy. Mind you, in other countries, when you purchase a home, let me say China. China, for example. When you buy property there, it's done. It's done and over with. You own it. It is it. You're not continuously every single year paying tax.
You ain't never even been to China. You know, let me look that up. Because I really don't even know what she's saying. And I guarantee she don't know either. I don't know. When you buy a home in China, do you still have to pay taxes? Oh
Buying a
yeah.
home in China is popular, especially for long-term residents or investors. However, be aware of the 70-year land use rights, strict foreign ownership rules, and high transaction costs. New home prices average around $2,318.50 per square meter.
Let me see. They kind of cut me off. Let me ask that question again. But y'all hear it, ain't nothing free. Purchasing a home in China, is it the same as when you have to pay taxes? As, no, the tax system are different. Well, we sure about that. None. The primary financial obligation. I ain't get a chance to finish my whole sentence out anyway. You know, Google impatient as hell. I should have asked chat. No, the taxes. It's really no big deal. I'm just really just trying. Cause I know Eve would just repeat shit that she heard from her mama. He said no. The tax system are different. The primary financial obligation for a residential property owner in China is typically a significant one set of transaction taxes at the time of purchase, rather than what the recurring annual property taxes common in many Western countries. Taxes when purchasing property. When you purchase a home in China, you are responsible for paying several substantial fees in taxes as part of transaction, which can total over 11% of the selling price. These include deed taxes. This is a major typical ranging from, I know I'm a little bit everywhere, y'all, but hey, there are lessons within lessons. You don't want to hear it, move on. Typically ranging from 3 to 5% of the purchase price through, same shit, just a different form of how, let me see, may apply for a buyers only house. Never bought a house in China, so I can't speak on it. Transfer fees, these for various locations, see stamp, no different. Like you paying it. So, I mean, you would rather pay small amount for taxes for land or whatever, and then instead of paying what in bulk, like that was going on in China. But who cares? I just wanted to see myself because I wasn't sure of myself. Never bought a house in China.
On it. Once you own it, you own it. Other places in the world, credit score doesn't exist. As long as you got the money to pay, you get the apartment. Not here. And mind you, all of this has been somewhat made because of racism here. They did
everything racism. Everything racism, y'all. I mean, hey, racism has not been affecting the so-called black woman because she been getting her white daddy been getting her everything she want and need. She getting everything she was getting everything she wanted. Even when they were getting everything they wanted, they still talking about they had it rough and hard, and then racism.
That the cost of education went up astronomically. Why? Because they didn't want black people to have access to it. Simple as that. Credit scores, they didn't.
Who don't black women get that's what they talk about over here now. See how she lying and just contradicting herself and just running her damn mouth. When we know that so-called black women that got more student loans than any goddamn body. Anybody. Making it up as she goes, just running their mouth. This is what y'all do, man. This is what y'all do. Y'all come on internet and make yourself look like damn fool. You don't look up nothing. And you got a smartphone, but you never use your smartphone to be smart. You use your smartphone for devious shit. Looking up clothes and who got the most money and out of a star or all dumb shit. Nothing you do with your smartphone to what? To increase your mental capacity of thinking when you got a computer in your damn hand. that can solve a lot of your questions. All you gotta do is ask the computer. You know, you gotta use discernment, but most of you all don't know how to use discernment because you ain't got no damn common sense. Because you don't care about anything but what? But the ways of this world, man. And the ways of this world has what? Has closed in on you tramps. Now what? Now what you gonna do? Let's go back over here. The great humbling.
Don't be fooled that this can't happen here too.
The exhaustion that I currently feel from this administration is unreal. It behooves me to go and dive deeper into the things and the problems of America that we're dealing with currently. I have 3 degrees, 2 master's degrees, 1 undergraduate. Undergraduate is in education, master's in educational administration, other master's in school counseling. Only the fact.
See there, y'all? See there? All these fucking degrees. How you got all these fucking degrees? How you pay for all these degrees? Which is meaningless degrees. Meaningless as hell. Right? But you got all these degrees. How you get them? See how she was, the other young lady was talking? She running a damn mile. Eve is the one that got all this debt. Huh? That's been what? That's been making a mockery and running around America acting a damn fool. Now the shit that came back around. Now you see. Now you look. Now you actually stopped and looked up on the bottom of your shoe and see that this shit is up on it. Huh? Man, amazing, man.
Find out that undergraduate and master's degrees in education will no longer be counted as professional degrees. We have to pay for our certificates. We have to pay to keep licensing, educational licensing. That's not professional. I'm really upset about that because this is my career and this is what I wanted to do with my life. And I'm a little bit afraid of what that means.
No more freedom to get abroad. You know, be whores. No more freedom to get abroad and be wild and spend and throw away money. That's all they worried about. They know that it's over. All that freedom, you know, you can't give a woman, you know, especially a Eve, a so-called black woman, freedom to get abroad. Once you allow them to do that, they have no self-control. They no self-control.
For me and my kids, because I have a son going to college next year, and the major that he wants to major in is engineering, and that was on the list as well. I'm also concerned for all of the things that's on that list. It was nurse practitioner, a lot of things in the medical field, but most importantly, a lot of female-dominated careers. So not only are we attacking females, but a lot of those careers are also
mainly black females, because you all what take up the most of the what, especially nursing and education and government jobs, state jobs. You all what? Every damn well. You had your hands everywhere. Esau had your ass and took very care of you, good care of you now in his kingdom now. Right? The so-called black man's the only one that been catching hell up in this place, man. I mean, we all as a whole, when I say you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native, but who have caught more hell than Judah, the so-called black man?
Mandated reporters like a diagnostician, occupational therapist. These are things in the school. Mandated reporters. Okay? So kids won't be protected. Women aren't being protected.
See, there they go. There they go. Just make up shit as they go. But guess what? This is those statements you making, it's gonna come to reality, right? Y'all been lying and making up stuff for so long, just like the so-called white people in their kingdom. They've been lying and not worried about the hell that so-called black people, mainly the so-called black man, catching hell in their kingdom. Nobody was concerned about none of this here until what? Until that hell, which is here on earth, came to your front door and your steps. Now you concerned. Now you see it. Now you all have this new revelation of what it is of catching hell is. Why? Because now it's at your doorstep.
We've worked hard to get to where we're at, only to be knocked down. Another thing I've noticed.
Most of their degrees is what? Online. So how you work hard to do anything? You ain't work hard to do shit. Would lay on your ass and toot it up for whoever came through your door, whether you like them or didn't like them or get paid for. Man, Eve had money coming from everywhere. Huh? Making all that money, the hospital making all that money in nursing. Ain't paying no bills, ain't paying no insurance. You got a guy don't even pay your water bill. And the water bill is one of the cheapest things you can have. They not even paying that in the hole. Then when they can't pay it, when they do get the money, they still don't pay it. What they do? Go put something down on it. $40 water bill, you go put $15 on it just to keep it what? That's what y'all do. And then at the end of the year, what do you do? End of the year, they go to what? They go to the government funding that so-called black women owe with to do what? To get their bills paid that they ain't paid all year. This is their year out, year in thing that they do. So nobody's feeling sorry for none of you heifers. Nobody. I know I'm not.
A lot of these careers are people of color dominated. So because they have...
There are people of color, black women, so-called black women. Say what it is. So like y'all don't never call out the what? When y'all majority of so-called black women are always the ones fighting at these restaurants, on these cruises. Y'all just fucked it up for everybody. Why? Because you all can't control yourself. Because why? You don't know how to, too much freedom. Too much freedom.
Haven't been able to rage bait us any other way. We have literally been staying down and staying quiet. They're trying everything they can to get us to react. At this point, we just need to sign and start our own businesses so that nobody can knock us down from a pedestal, or anything. It's time for us to suit up and boot up. Some of you all were confused, so I got out of bed so that I can explain to you all why a certain level of degrees were downgraded by the Department of Education. You're not going to like it. Let me put on my lip gloss first. So you need to understand the levels.
See that proudness? See all that proudness? That's why. Proud as hell.
And the depths of why they're doing this and what and who is designed to affect. Now I'm going to keep it real cute and I'm going to keep it really short and simple. And the short and simple explanation of all of this is that when Kevin Roberts, remember when I talked about him? But when Kevin Roberts wrote that nasty piece of Project 2025 legislation, he had a certain group and demographic and gender of people in mind that he wanted to make subject to white men. Now, the degrees that they declassified make up an overwhelming majority of women. Women work these fields. And when they go into higher levels of education, they become directors of institutions, mental health facilities, things like that, which allows them to make a livable wage. If you look at the infrastructure of Project 2025 and making women incubators and dependent on men, you have to take their ability, their earning ability.
See that? Incubators and dependent on men. Meaning your ass is going back into the homes and you can what? Keep your damn mouth closed until what? Until the Lord come here and destroy your asses. That's what you're gonna do. If you don't have a man of the Lord, Yeah. 7 women should take hold of one man. Isaiah 4:1. That's on this side. 7 women should take hold of one man. But guess what? These men don't want y'all. You want to know why they don't want y'all? Because you what? Most, y'all are ran through, man. Nobody wants you, man. Nobody wants you anymore. Eve, you are done. Go celebrate your New Year's and your Christmas and fake cheers and that mainly what I wanted to go in, what I wanted to talk about concerning. I'm done with this here, right? I'm not gonna play anymore because I'm almost 50 minutes in, y'all, and I ain't read one precept. Well, I quoted a few, but I'm gonna go to Amos. I was mainly gonna go in on you all holiday. You come when holiday spirit come around. You all got what? You all want to celebrate these holidays and stuff. But what did the Lord say about all of this? What is it? Amos 5:21. I despise your feast days, and I would not smell in your solemn assemblies. The Lord hate your solemn assemblies, right? Though ye offer me burnt offerings in your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offering of your fat beasts. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai hates y'all music, your songs, your merry this and merry that, and Happy New Year this, and he hates it. Verse 23, take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. But let judgment run as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. Because that's what's going to rain down on most of you all's heads is what? Is the judgment of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And because you Israelites gave no account of the songs of the prophets, because the prophets are the ones that are singing that song, which is the truth. Unto you what? The Lord says, I will choose the delusion. So he made and gave you all what? What's that precept here? That's 66. Isaiah. Listen to this here. Listen to this here. For those of you all loving and would love to, I think it's 66. It is 66. 66 in verse 4. I also will choose your delusion and will bring their fears upon them. Because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear. But they did evil before my eyes, and chose that in which I delighted not. You niggas, finally took the time to check. Like I said earlier, you finally took the time to check, right? Because now you got this new revelation. Because Esau, Edom, mainly you women, has taken all of your government funding and things, and now you're catching hell, and now all that problems that you once had, that you are now taking the time to look under your shoes to see what you see. You have stepped in a big old pile of shit that it wasn't real from the start. It wasn't real from the start. I can quote verse 5. Hear the word of the Lord Yahweh, ye that tremble at his word, your brethren that hateth you, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, let the Lord Yahweh be glorified. but he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed. Because this is why, you know, when the truth come out, like I said earlier, or with the Galatians 4:16, am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? I know y'all, a lot of y'all hate this truth, and you hate the ones that are what the prophets that are giving you the truth concerning what's going on, right? A voice of noise from the city, a voice from the temple, a voice of the Lord Yahweh that rendereth recompense to what? To his enemies, meaning payback. A lot of you Israelites, you are not aware, and you really don't give a damn that the Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to what? Is going to give his enemy. The Lord has enemies, man. And that number one enemy today is Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man, who you all are trying to save. Even before you say yourself, the Heavenly Father, you wicked 2/3, man. You know what that is? That precept is. Most of you all are what? You all are the house of Saul. That's Samuel, right? Let's get to Samuel right quick. I know it's 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel, what is it? House of Saul. Damn, that precept. I use it. 15. 1 Samuel 15 and verse 22. 22. And Samuel said, do I want 22? Yeah, verse 22. And Samuel said, has the Lord Yahweh as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices, as in obeying the voice of the Lord Yahweh? Behold, obey. To obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. Verse 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. Y'all know Christmas is wicked. Y'all know all of these Thanksgiving. Y'all know all this stuff is wicked. Esau Edom is celebrating the demise of your people, and you all are still doing what? You're still, especially you women, every year in and year out, you all are what? You all are continuing to what? To be wicked, man. And not caring and not paying attention, and you just first and foremost being rebellious. What that is, like Romans 10 and 21, I think. Yeah, 10 and 21. All day long I stretch forth my hand to a disobedient and gainsaying people. Verse 23 again of 1 Samuel 15 and 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry, because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord Yahweh. He has also rejected thee from what? From being king. That's Saul. And most of you all, like I said, the Lord has rejected you wicked jokers, because what? When he called by the mouth of the prophets, you shut your ears and open your mouth and start. What did you do? Praising your enemy's God. Jesus. Can't say it enough. Can't say it enough. You know, Moses spoke these words, man, and damn, what that precept. Moses spoke these words, but the echoes of his voice still ring truth. Why? Because in the latter days he spoke about, Israel will still be what? Be wicked. And we are. As a whole, we are what? We're still wicked. But in their minds, they are righteous as hell. And not knowing that what the hell fire, which is on earth, is their latter end. That's what most of you are going to get. That late. Matter of fact, that's in Deuteronomy. Let's read that. Deuteronomy 30. No, it's 31. Deuteronomy 31 and 31 and 26. 31:26. Take this book of the law and put it in the side of the ark of the covenant of the Lord Yahweh your God, that it may be there for a witness against thee. For I know thy rebellion and thy stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive, this is Moses, with you. Moses spoke these words, y'all, like I said earlier. Moses spoke these words, and what? For I know thy rebellion and thy stiff neck, hard-headed as hell. Who more hard-headed than you Israelites? Love, trying to save your enemies before you even saving yourself. Behold, while I am yet alive with you this day, ye have been rebellious against the Lord Yahweh, and how much more after my death? How often you hear Israelites speak about if the Lord this here and he did this here, he allowing babies to be like this and this be like this here. Guess what? I don't want to have nothing to do with that God then. Yeah. Keep talking. Gather unto me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words in their ears. Which y'all what? And to this day, are what? Are closing your ears to the word. Speak these words in their ears and call heaven and earth to record against them. These curses was not put on our ass for nothing. These curses in Deuteronomy 28 was placed on us for a reason. And that reason still exists today. That what? Look at what's going on. Look at your wickedness. Look at how Eve right here, especially so-called black women. Look at all of the whores and wicked behavior that you are bringing to what? To your nation. Well, like the Heavenly Father said, he said, I will choose your delusion. For I know, verse 29, for I know that after my death ye will utterly corrupt yourselves, and turn aside from the way which I have commanded you, and evil will befall you in the latter days, which is what we are in the latter days, y'all. We're in the latter days. Moses spoke these words and said, in the latter days, what? And evil will befall you in the latter days, because ye will do evil in the sight of the Lord Yahweh. Praying to Jesus, praising Jesus, and getting upset when the true name of the Heavenly Father and the Son is what is spoken. And in the process of hating the names of the true name of the Heavenly Father and the Son, you'll turn around and hating the prophet and wishing death on them, like you did in the past. You all are back and initiating and doing the same wickedness that you've done in the past. Because ye will do evil in the sight of the Lord Yahweh, to provoke him to anger through what? The work of your hands. Meaning, you're going to be judged for a reason. And that reason is clear because, let me see something here. I think that's Peter. Not Peter. I'm sorry, excuse me. It's Timothy. I think it's 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy, 3. Yeah, 2 Timothy 3 and 1. This know also that in the last days, perilous times shall come. Are we not in those times? Yeah, we are in those times, and we are going to continue where the hell is going to continue in Jacob's trouble. We're in the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble, but the overall hell of the magnitude of it and the sufferings are going to increase in the latter time. Because why? Before men shall be lovers of their own self, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents. And those are what? Those are your spiritual parents, which is the prophets. Look at all these wicked Israelites now turning, then turn to the ways of back to when we were back to that throw up, because Esau, Edom, they have chose to continue to worship the so-called white man in his kingdom for what? For money. And choose what? They not like Moses, that Moses choose to what? To suffer with his people. Huh? They don't want to suffer in these latter times. They want to be what? They want to continue and build this devil's kingdom. They don't want to go nowhere, for real, for real. Boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. And most of you all Israelites, your parents of the day is what? Your spiritual parents, which is the prophets. Without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. You are despisers of those that are good, that are teaching you and warning you and shaking their hand and telling you to what? To wake up. The Lord is about to return. You are traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of thy power. You all love this world, man, and you're going to continue in this world, and you're going to continue to push forward this what the wickedness of this place with your hand. So you're going to be justified in that end, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From what? From such turn away. For of this sort are they which crept into houses and led captive city women. You all are a bunch of freaks, man. A bunch of freaks that don't want to turn from your wickedness and wicked ways. Because why? Because you're especially you women, you are lustful, very lustful. For of this sort of they which crept into houses and led captive city women, laden with sin, led away with what? With divers lusts. The pastor been doing it to y'all for so long. It's become the what? The norm. You know, every last one of you are indulging in what? In the different various corrupt passions, wickedness, ever learning and never able come to what? The knowledge of the truth. Never. Now as Janus and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds reprobate concerning the faith. Meaning, you're just void of what? Of judgment, man. Which goes into a person being rejected by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, man, and beyond the hope of what? Of salvation. So most of you are what? Are definitely beyond the hope of salvation, man. But you're going to do what? Galatians 4:16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Yes. Ooh. I'm going to get this here. I'm going to close this out. John, that's 8. John 8 and 45. And because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not. Which of you convince me of sin? And if I say the truth, why do you not believe me? This is Yahweh Shah speaking, you are ignorantly called Jesus. He that is of God, thy power, hears thy power's words. Ye therefore hear them not, because ye are not of thy power. No getting around it, y'all. No getting around it, because you have accepted the ways of this world, and you are going to continue in that path, and you're going to accept that MOTB in these latter days that we're in. 2 Peter 2 and verse 1. But there were what were false prophets, and them who was more of two false prophets than them two wicked jokers of Genesis. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies. You all believe in these wicked niggas and believe in their opinions, and they'll give you more of their opinion and treating the word and taking the truth and tossing it behind their back. And you are what? Most of you are being followers of what? Of the wicked niggas. Even denying the Lord that brought them. Now they ain't stop calling on the name. They worse than IUIC now. These niggas is. And bring upon themselves swift destruction. And many shall follow their what? Pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. And that's all y'all do is speak evil of what? Of the truth that the prophets bring to you. Because why? Because we're your enemies. Why you your enemies? Because why? I tell you the truth. So that normal say call Allah Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rokah Kudash, Shalom.